Hey, this is Codger. We've already reviewed this bike, or taken a look at it really, but since we've done that, Pete's had it tuned up. So we're going to look at it again, and he's going to show you what he's done to it. And I guarantee you, it's going to be louder. So stay tuned for that.
The Indian, the 21 Indian Roadmaster, when it comes stock, I don't believe it has enough lights on it. So what we ended up doing is we switched the turn signals out for LEDs. We put the saddlebag lights on, and then we put the plasma rods on.
Well, that's what they look like when they're turning.
And then when you hit the brakes, there's a module inside that you can adjust the way that they flash and the way that they perform. And this is, so when I hit the brakes,
oh wow, that's pretty cool.
It'll flash 3 times and then go solid.
So it gives somebody behind you an extra warning.
Yep. And with
which might wake somebody up.
with this Custom Dynamics lighting systems that they have, there's a module in there, and you can adjust the way that the brakes work. You can have it where it's strobe lights real fast and then goes solid, and there's all sorts of different things you can do with it, but that's just the one that we chose.
Okay, so the difference here between this and his Street Glide is these are pretty much stock.
These are pretty stock.
Are you satisfied with the brightness of the stock ones up front, or just gonna do it later on?
I will be switching this out to LED, and I will be switching these out to LED. If I add any more, I'm not sure yet, but I will definitely put LEDs in.
LEDs, yeah, they're good to have.
There's a huge,
it's good being bright.
You've got to be seen out there. Most motorcycle accidents happen because nobody sees you. And if nobody sees you,
that's a problem.
Then you're in trouble.
Yeah.
And we put a lot of miles on this bike, and a lot of times we leave at 2 in the morning so we can put 1,000 miles or 1,100 miles down in a day. So we're doing a lot of night riding with it.
Yeah, you want to be bright at night.
And then you can see the deer a little bit easier. But we did add, we did add in the engine bay, we did add lights to the engine bay. That's kind of more for show and just because I think it's cool.
That's nothing wrong with being cool.
more or less, and it goes through all sorts of colors, and you can do all sorts of, I'll just flip through them. You can pick any color you want. Going down the highways or going down the roads, you cannot have red and you cannot have blue because they're
cop colors.
Cop colors, yeah. But otherwise you can have any other color on going down the road. And it doesn't hurt to be a little bit more lit up and seen.
Yeah. You'll turn some heads doing this.
Yep.
You want somebody to take a look at your awesome bike, this would be one way to do it for sure. Just don't use illegal colors. And you were saying something about you can't have them coming out the front.
You can't have them facing forward.
Yeah. So they couldn't become shining towards me from this side, basically.
Otherwise you're just fine running LED lights I also have them that light up the rear wheel, but we're having issues with those. One of the LED strips doesn't have a green in it, so it makes it out of sync and it's goofy, but Custom Dynamics, as awesome as a company as they are replacing those. It's just in the mail at the moment.
As I mentioned before, Pete had this tuned up. He's made it louder. He's changed. This is different from before.
So basically the bike now has a stage 2 kit in it, which is the different air cleaner to let a lot more air into it, so it's not starving for air anymore, which is a big problem on any motorcycle. They starve for air. It's like trying to breathe through a straw. So now you put a different air cleaner on it and the engine can do what it's supposed to do. Okay, so this exhaust is by a company called Rush.
All right.
And it's a Rush Warhorse exhaust.
Is that made specifically for Indian?
They do make, the Rush Warhorse is specific for Indian. Okay. Rush also makes exhaust for Harleys. With this bike being our big cruiser, I wanted something louder, but I didn't want it to be obnoxious.
This is the big mile eater.
Yep. And along with the exhaust, Lloyd's garage is the one that did all the work on it. Mm-hmm. So they did the exhaust, they did the intake. Inside of here, Lloyd's put their 585 cams. The 585 cams, which it's kind of a mix between a torque and a horsepower cam. The power really comes on now when you hit 3,000 RPM, and the bike really scoots good. It's a 116 to begin with.
Yeah, that's a nice size engine.
And with the electronic tune that Lloyd's also did, it really woke this bike up also. You can get down the highway pretty quick. I don't know. I like the horsepower. I like the torque.
It's a beautiful bike. You know, even if you didn't do anything to it, I mean, that engine is just sexy.
Yeah.
With that Sturgis badging, it's even a little bit more sexy. Now, where's the other one again? I keep telling people about that. And I'm going, where's
Back of the front fender.
Back of the front fender. Well, that's where it is. I couldn't remember exactly where that was. But that's cool. And you only get that at the Sturgis Indian dealer.
Only a new one. Only a new bike.
And only a new bike.
Yeah.
So you have to buy it brand new. So if somebody trades one in there, you're not getting, and you buy it from there, you're not getting Sturgis badging, apparently. Which is fine. This is a good selling point.
It's kind of cool.
And it just makes the bike a little bit more uncommon. I mean, not everybody's going to be able to afford an Indian Roadmaster to begin with. And then, so it's rare to see in the first place. And then this makes it even more rare.
Especially with the Stage 2 kit.
Yeah.
You know.
It's tuned up.
Yep. It's a good bike.
And, you know, of course, we still have all the same tech that we had before that we showed you in the last video. So this is a premium bike. It could be...
A couple weeks ago, we left at 2:19 in the morning, and Sarah and I got on the bike and we rode for 1,129.1 miles. It's basically 1,130 miles, and we drove straight through, and we got to Salisbury, Maryland to see our grandson. He was born that morning, and we actually got to the house in Salisbury, Maryland.
That's such a great story.
Before they got home from the hospital. So we did an iron butt, and we got there in a hurry.
Like I said before, this is the mile eater. For those of you who don't know Indians, the best comparison I can make to this in the Harley world would be a CVO model, like the Road Glide Limited CVO. So I think this is probably a step above, though. I mean, it's
100% it is. With the technology, with the suspension, with the engine producing the horsepower and the torque that it makes, the CVOs can't. The 117 CVOs can't touch it. And I know that firsthand because I have a friend that has 117, the CVO Road Glide, and he's disappointed with it as compared to what this is.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with the Harleys, and I've been a Harley fan my whole life. I've been a Harley fanboy forever. But this is just a step up in the luxury and the technology and the performance of a motorcycle. This is a big get up and cruise bike.
And it's so beautiful. It's such a beautiful bike. You know, and it's American too. You know, if you're proud to be an American, want an American motorcycle, there is nothing wrong with buying an Indian, folks.
Spirit Falls, Iowa is where they're made.
So there you go, from the mouth of babes, so to speak.
Want to hear a run?
Let's hear a run. Hey, puppy. Hey, puppy. This is Pete's dog. This is Joe. I got that right? Okay, here we are. Nice deep rumble. That sounds really good. Throaty, rumbly. What I like in a bike. What a lot of people like in a bike. Now that's a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun.
Just sitting around revving your bikes, you got nothing better to do. Turn on your engine, give it a twist on the throttle. You'll have at least a couple of seconds of fun.
Absolutely.
Now that's a lot of fun.
Hey, this is Codger. You can follow me on Twitter at RiderCodgerGame. I want to remind all bikers to ride safe and keep the shiny side up. To everyone else, please live your best life. And to everyone, please thank a veteran or active service member for their service. They have earned your respect and gratitude. And once again, thanks to Pete for being such a great brother and friend. And also his wife Sarah for being basically the same, but a sister.
Man, what bike do I ride? The Fat Boy? Or the Low Rider? I don't really know. Probably the Fat Boy. The Low Rider's a lot of fun, but I'll tell you what you can do. You can like, comment, and subscribe, and share, while I try to decide which one I'm gonna ride. It's the best problem to have.